Talking about some of the great bulls, we go down to great riders. Bo Willis, now the cowboy, down here in chute number 9. And of course, this one's got a ride going on in the chutes before he's even opened the gate.
Just a young cowboy, and he's actually came up through the high school rodeo program, and he's certainly in the big league now as he hangs to the side of that bull.
Well, unfortunately there, Steve, the cowboy off before the 8 seconds. Let's have a look at the replay once more. Now the cowboy sitting up nice and square here. Just as that bull comes into that spin around, the cowboy loses his seat. Once again, gets hung up in that bull rope. You can see now how dangerous this event really is as the bullfighting clowns move in there to safely remove him. Tell you what, it's a job I wouldn't like to be doing. Well, let's turn our attention to a cowboy, Jason Aherne. He's currently leading the national standings in the open bull ride, the 2004 Australian Open Bull Riding Champion, and of course the International Bull Riding Challenge held on the Gold Coast in January this year. This man is sitting in certainly the number 1 seat, and yet again another great ride put together by the cowboy, Jason Aherne.
Jason's riding better than he ever has before. Like, he won the title in 2004, as you said, but he's probably riding bulls way better now. And as you said, he's got so much control. And you look, as we look at it here, what the guy's trying to do is trying to reach out over the front. Every jump that bull is, he wants to reach out and ride that front end, and keeps away from the power of the back end. You got his knees in him, and his feet placed down there in the bull rope, and that's just where you want to be.
Well, certainly it is. The judges have awarded him accordingly with an 80-point ride there for the cowboy, Jason Aherne. We move down to Sam Larson this time, down in chute number 5. The young cowboy's got to stay up once again on that 8-second bull ride. Well, unfortunately, yet another victim to the ride here this afternoon. Now, as we can see, his bull rope has actually got caught underneath the spur of the cowboy's boot.
That's a dangerous position, man. You don't want to be there. That bull turned back on you, he'll run you over and he can kill you right there.
Well, I tell you what, some very smart, quick thinking as we look at the replay once again and look to see where that cowboy got in. Here it is now. His leg gets caught in that bull rope as the bull now continues on bucking. This is possibly the worst position for this cowboy to be in.
Fortunately, the bull keeps looking forward. That clown's got his attention out the front, and you see the guy come running in there, and he actually cuts that rope off that guy's foot. So it was a big save for him.
Well, some fortunate work there for the cowboy, Sam Larson. Goes out with a no score and a bit of a bruised ego this afternoon. Stewie Frame, the cowboy, this time on the bull, Red Dog Karma. Now we look down in chute number 4. He calls for the chute gate. Stuart Frame, one of the top Queensland cowboys, and indeed one of the top in the country. But formidable champion, but unfortunately not quite good enough for the bulls here this afternoon, and he's off with a no score and off before the 8 seconds.
Yeah, another big strong bull, and had really not a lot of pattern to him. Like, every jump's about in a different direction, not a lot of kick in behind him, which doesn't help the cowboy. Guys are looking for a bull to jump and kick, which pushes you up onto your rope, and them sort of bulls really don't help you.
Well, a difficult ride there for the cowboy. As we move down to Josh Britton, drawn up on the Mighty Bull Matrix. We saw him in one of the earlier rounds of the bull ride this afternoon. We now have a look now in the final round. Josh Britton, the cowboy, will he stay on and conquer the bull? Well, unfortunately, there's about 4.8 seconds there of that cowboy covering the bull matrix, but a no score for Josh Britton here this afternoon in this, our 50th annual Mount Isa Rodeo.
And as that bull jumps out, he's been bucking for probably 4 or 5 years now. I think he's had one qualified ride on him, and he's a big, powerful bull and a smart, thinking bull too. He knows exactly where them guys are when they're on his back.
Speaking of smart bulls, David Kennedy on the little bull featherweight. Now only a small bull, as you mentioned earlier, Steve, but I tell you what, power and packing plenty of speed and agility in there, and certainly too much for the Cowboys here this afternoon.
He's got a lot of heart, that bull. Like, if he was another 300 or 400 kilos, he'd be an awesome thing to get on, I can tell you. And so, a lot of the bigger guys, they probably have a little bit of trouble with him. Littler guys, they look good on him.
Certainly do. Well, we move to the Northern Territory cowboy, Cody Tapp this time. On the bull, no smoking from the McPhee string once again. As we turn down to chute number 7, Cody Tapp, one of the top bull riders in the country, now sits up and stays aboard. But yet again, their bulls are certainly proving to be a little too tough for even the best cowboys this afternoon.
Guy, he's a great bull, that fella, and he's the one that they've set the Australian record on just recently, and he's just a good, clean bucking bull. He just bucks hard, and there's no dirt in him whatsoever.
Well, talking about some great stuff, we move down to Chris Lowe this time. Will he stay aboard for the 8 seconds? This is possibly the ride of the afternoon. Have a look at the style here. Now, the Cowboy is strung out a little bit on the side, but he remains up. Well, I tell you what, we're going to check with our rodeo judges to see if he was, in fact, up for that 8 seconds. Getting a bit of applause there from his colleagues behind the chutes. Some words of congratulations. It's a score of 69 points there, Steve. Probably not as high as he would have liked.
Well, he just wasn't going to let go, that guy, and he rode this bull for about 89 points at the Gold Coast. And you see when this bull jumped out, he's a good bucking bull. And you see that inside foot there blow up behind his back, and that's where he lost control of that bull altogether. From about now on, all he's thinking is hang on until he hears that whistle, and I'll tell you what, he's done a mighty job to do that.
He certainly has, and we're talking about mighty jobs and mighty bulls. Jared Bagheero drawn up on the mighty bull Bodacious down here in chute number 4 this afternoon. Jared Bagheero got to sit up again, stay aboard for that 8-second ride. Bodacious, a very big, strong bucking bull, certainly in the top. And as you can see, Jared right there towards the end of that ride really got whipped down into the front of that bull. And a no score there for Jared Bagheero. He won't be taking the lead from Chris Lowe. Well, we move down to another Cowboy who certainly is in the great seat to take that lead. Jason Mara, Cloncurry, Northwest Queensland Cowboy. He is the one here. Chute number 5. 8 seconds is all he's got to prove his point this afternoon. In a little bit of trouble here now, folks. Another one hung up there in that bull rope, Steve. I tell you what, it's a vital game.
Mate, it's dangerous, and you're relying on them guys running around there in the baggy pants to try and get you out of there, and they do a marvellous job. Like, without them guys, there'd be a lot more injuries in this rodeo business.
No doubt there would. Jason Mara there with a no score. Folks, we move down to the number 1 seat here. Scott Fraser on the mighty bull, Lethal Injection. I tell you what, the crowd is absolutely wild here this afternoon. They're looking at the many times Australian bull riding champion drawn up on the Bull of the Year. Well, I tell you what, that Cowboy thrown high and wide, but certainly no shame to be felt there by that mighty bull, Lethal Injection. Let's have another look at that, Steve.
Well, again, Scott Fraser, he hasn't been on a bull for 2 years, and it showed right here. He's just too late getting out of that chute, and that bull is the bucking bull of the year, and he dives out of there as quick as any.
Well, certainly not to be taking the lead from Chris Lowe on 228 points. He is our open bull riding champion, followed by Jared Bagheero on 169, along with Jason Mara. In for 3rd place, Cody Tapp with a score of 164. Well, there they are, folks, our winners and place getters in this, our 50th annual Mount Isa Rotary Rodeo. And, of course, now being presented with their prizes by our Mount Isa Rotary Rodeo Queens. Well, folks, what a way to finish. Well done to Chris Lowe, our 2008 bull riding champion for Mount Isa.
That wraps us up from the 50th Mount Isa Rodeo. What an event. This time next year, they'll be at it again. So keep an eye on the website, isarodeo.com.au for more information. Until next year, folks, we'll see you then.